So what's the difference between in-house email and outsourced email? My name is Robbie Wright. I'm a senior VCIO with ongoing operations, and we are a credit union IT QSO. I've been in business about 20 years, and we're going to talk a little bit about those differences right now. In-house versus outsourced email. Every credit union has their strengths and their weaknesses and what they're passionate about and what they can be best in the world about. And email is one of those kind of sticky subjects sometimes where we see a lot of credit unions that love to host Exchange, but for reasons that they can't articulate very well. In-house email is great for a couple types of credit unions. Credit unions that have a significant Exchange expertise and they have people they can dedicate to those types of resources, and they've made the strategic decision to do that. That pool of credit unions is not very high. Most of the time we will see credit unions that have one person that might have some Exchange experience, but they also have 6 other job duties. And there's no way that they can kind of stay on top of the latest trends and the patches and know everything that needs to happen with Exchange. So we most commonly see people take Exchange now and start outsourcing that to whether it's an entity like ongoing operations or whether it's Office 365. When somebody comes to OGO to outsource their email, one of the common complaints that we hear is that the credit union staff doesn't have the time to stay on top of their Exchange updates. And so one of the most important reasons that we see people do this is we want to help credit unions take their employees' time and use it to spend on member-facing technology rather than kind of on the nitty-gritty IT side that in no way can help the credit union differentiate themselves in their marketplace. Another critical aspect of in-house versus outsourced Exchange is that maintenance factor. When it's in an outsourced environment, something like ongoing operations, for instance, we take care of all the continuous maintenance, all of the security patching, all of that front-end stuff that credit unions kind of have to deal with. Spam is a perfect example, antivirus. When you have all that stuff in-house, you'll end up looking for spam provider services. And you look for somebody that can do data leak protection. You look for somebody that can handle encrypted email. And before you know it, you have 3 different vendors involved in your email chain, and all of them has a different implementation, all of them has a different price. They could all have different contract lengths, and pretty soon hosting your own email becomes a major hurdle just from a vendor management side, from employees' time. And again, it's one of those things where you have to decide which is a better strategic differentiator for you, is taking some of your critical IT staff and having them try to specialize in Exchange and email hosting, or taking that out to a more qualified, specialized provider like OGO or Office 365. So to wrap up the differences between outsourced and in-house Exchange, your credit union really needs to decide where you want to strategically spend your resources from an IT capital, human capital perspective. And if you really think that you can make Exchange a competitive differentiator, by all means keep that in-house. But for most of our credit unions, we're finding that Exchange can't be a competitive differentiator. And so OGO is starting to take that heavy lifting off from them and let them focus on serving their members better.